Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Jason. I'm a new member to Coastline Church. I've only been living in Melbourne for a couple of years now. Been coming to Coastline, my wife and I, for a couple months now, maybe a few. I was asked to come in to give my testimony, to give my story. It's long and distinguished, and I'll cut it down as much as possible. But I was one of the lucky individuals to have the opportunity to get baptized when Pastor Jason found it in his heart to go off script, to allow people to come up outside of the protocol and give their lives, proclaim their surrender to Jesus. And I was lucky enough to be one of those people. It's significant to me because at the time of that event, my son was in town, and he lives in Memphis. That's how we found Coastline Church. It's a very similar, very home church feel to those of us who spent some significant time in Memphis. I'm not particularly from Memphis. Pastor Jason is from Memphis. I spent about 9 years there, but long enough to absorb the effects and get the inspiration and the influence of that Bible Belt church community. So when we found Coastline Church, it felt like home. A lot of times when I'm not a particularly religious person. I have a military background. I spent 22 years in the Navy, and I didn't find Jesus until late in my life, and I had to go searching for him. I'm the prodigal son, the repeat offender, the repeat lost sheep, and it wasn't until I got to Memphis where it hit the darkest times. And in those dark times, I found myself sitting in the back of a church in Memphis, receiving the word, but not only receiving the word, but receiving just what I needed. Not only receiving the word, but receiving just what I needed to get through that day, to get through that week. And it was a vulnerable time. And fast forward to now, we show up to Coastline Church. I am in a great place. I've raised my hand plenty of times in church, given my life to Jesus. When Sonny Sandoval came into town, I raised my hand again just to get a date and get an event where I can plant that flag and say, yeah, I'm done. I'm done trying to worry. I'm done. I surrender. The baptism, the mass baptism at Coastline gave me an opportunity to witness to my son. I had an amazing father. I have zero complaints about that man, and we just weren't a very religious family. It wasn't pushed in my face. It wasn't even nudged in my face. But with my son, I want him to know that he doesn't have to fight his battles alone. He's got me as the religious leader in the house. I want him to know that, the toughness, the thin candy shell that surrounds the American male these days stops with the Lord. You just can't have the struggles in your life, and you can't handle them on your own. And God will let you go to those deep, dark places. But eventually, if you want to come out, and he keeps you around long enough to realize that, worrying is not an issue anymore. I lay it on the hands of God, and he does what he wants, or he does what he needs to do. Moreover, I think he's kept me around this long to influence men, to seek men who are lost, to bring them in, just as my religious mentors in Memphis had done to me. Just something that I have never experienced before in my life, to see in human form the fruits of the Spirit, wondering what's up with these guys. Why are they being why do they care about me so much? Why are they seeking someone who religiously doesn't return their texts and doesn't respond to their invites? But when you finally do respond and you just surrender and receive the fruits of the Spirit and know how peaceful it is. And for someone like myself, that's just something that we seek. I just seek peace. I just want to have that peace in my life. My religious mentors had given that to me, and I wanted to show my son that he doesn't have to fight his battles alone. He can count on me. He can count on the Lord first, and if he wants, I'll be there for him as well. But I wanted to be that inspiration for him to know that it's important. It's important to me, and that gave me the opportunity to show my son that I've given my life up to the Lord, and I'm not ashamed. I'm unashamedly very proud of it. And I hope that he follows in those footsteps and he sees it. He may not see it now. He may stray just like his dad did. But I hope he knows that he can always come back. And that's what I wanted to show him. So thank you, Coastline, for giving me that opportunity to influence my son, make it public that I've given my life to the Lord. And thank you.